One of the reasons I try to keep so many interests is that so much wisdom, I think, is so useful and so transferable to other modes and modalities of life. And there's a quote from Warren Buffett where he says, "Price is what you pay, value is what you get." In that same mode of life, stocks, business, value is what you hold, worth is what you receive when you're willing to part with it. So, you may value, for example, you've got a canoe. You've got a canoe that's very valuable to you. You love going on your canoe trips in the summers, love canoeing through the lakes or whatever, I don't know. Well, I live in Missouri, smack in the middle of the country, and I can't swim. So if you tried to sell it to me, you wouldn't get much worth out of it. It's not worth much to me. And I think in this way, we have to look at our passions and ourselves. Price is what we will pay. Value is what we hold. Worth involves something more communal. So, the price that I pay for what I do with literature is that I invest a lot of time in reading. I invest a lot of time in reading literature itself and reading about literature. I invest a lot of time in reading about philosophy, psychology, etc. That is the price I pay. The value I hold, I'm never bored. There will never be a moment of my life where I am bored because I always have something to think about. That is the value that I hold. When I put videos on Strip Cover Lit, what is it worth to someone who is watching it? Are they willing to invest their time? And I think there was a long time in my life, it wasn't that long. I wasn't a gamer for very long, but there were periods where I would get lost in games. I would get lost in NCAA football and Madden. The price I paid for that game was of monetary value. The value I got was that it ate my time. The worth to anyone else was negligible. No one was willing to watch me play those games. No one was willing to sit with me and play those games. That is a waste. That was a waste. Now, obviously, there's people who make millions of dollars a year playing video games. I'm not ragging on it. I'm not shitting on it. But it's a little different, I think, for me, than the investment that I make in literature. There may never be anyone willing to watch another Strip Cover Lit video, right? It might not be worth anything to anyone, but the value that I hold is non-terminable. The value that I hold from that is to be a transformed person every moment of my life because I made that investment. What is the value that I hold for all of the hours that I delved into video games, all of the hours that I sunk into that cost, all of the hours that I wasted sitting in front of a television? What is the value that we get from watching television shows? What is the value that we get from popping on CNBC or CNN or any of these other news networks? What is the value that we hold from that we are able to go forth with which we are able to go forth, I should say. And one thing that I've got to get better at, again, like I say, I'm trying to use this series sort of as a confessional and recognize things in my life that I need to improve upon, and maybe there's something worthwhile there for someone to watch. Hopefully. I get value from running my mouth like this. But where was I? Oh, right. I need to get better at figuring out the value in more moments of my day. I try to keep at least, right now, an hour of reading and 500 words of writing every day. I try to set aside at least 30 minutes every day to work on my channels. Now, obviously, a lot of times, sometimes 500 words can take me hours, for one. For two, that 30 minutes is a minimum. If I am editing something, posting something, just trying to figure out the tags for something, that can run way over 30 minutes. The reading can run way over an hour if I have a deadline to meet, something like that. But there's a lot of moments during the day where I absolutely murder the value for myself. I piss away moments of the day. I piss away hours. I piss away time that I will never get back, that holds no value to the rest of my life and will garner no worth from anyone else. That time is worthless. Worthless. So one of the things I'm hoping to figure out on how to improve is paying the price more often so that the value is there. And if the value is there, maybe there will be worth for someone else.